Hey everyone, today we're looking at adding a simple upsell to your Shopify cart, like adding the option for shipping protection or gift wrapping. This is actually an updated version of our previous simple cart upsell video, but you were asking how can we make the upsell enabled by default? So we've added that functionality in, but because it takes a different approach, we also rewrote the code to make it more robust and modified the settings, including changing the checkbox to a toggle switch. I hope you like this free tutorial. I have just one small ask in return. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. It's a small action for you, but means a lot to us. It helps us grow this channel so we can keep making these free tutorials for you. And if you're looking to hire us for some personalized help, check out theprompted.co and book a call with us. Thank you so much for watching. Let's take a look at the simple cart upsell. Okay, so we're on our demo store here, and we've got this prompted original t-shirt here. And if we look in the cart, you can see it's empty. And now if we add a black extra small to the cart, you'll see here we'll have our black extra small, and we also have a gift wrap that's automatically enabled into the cart. If we add a second shirt, let's say a medium green, add to cart, it'll add the second one to cart, but it doesn't change anything with the gift wrap. So it only adds it to the cart if your cart's already empty. And then you also have this toggle switch, so you can take it off and your gift wrap will disappear. You turn it back on and you add the gift wrap to your cart again. And so this works both if you use the toggle switch, or if you delete it from your cart, then it also updates the toggle switch. So you can kind of do it however you like, but that's essentially it. You've got this little switch here that adds a gift wrap, or you can change this into say shipping protection, or whatever you want, and you can connect it to whichever product you want as well. And so the two main features here are you have the ability to add it directly into the cart, this upsell product, by just adding any product to the cart. So it's there by default. And then you also have the toggle switch that can add it into this cart and remove it. So if we go to the theme editor and look at the theme settings, you can see here we have this cart simple upsell settings section that we added in. And you can, we'll take a look at what these settings are. And so let's just go to our cart. Here, let's add something to cart. Okay, so let's actually make this a cart page, just so that it doesn't keep changing the page on us when I'm trying to do this little demo here. Okay, so we'll add the cart. All right, so in our settings here, we've got the cart simple upsell. Okay, so we have the option to use it or not. So if we just take this out, then our toggle switch is going to disappear. And when we add products to the cart, it won't automatically add the gift wrap into the cart. But we're going to put that in there. If we uncheck the upsell is in cart by default, then you know how here when the cart was empty and we added the product to cart, the gift wrap item was added automatically. So what this setting does is it only adds the product as normal, but the upsell product is not there by default. So, okay, let me just show you what that looks like. So, okay, so we can refresh, and now our cart is empty, right? And if we add a product to cart, it just adds the product that we just added, but no gift wrap, right? And so if we want the gift wrap to show up, then we have to click it, right? And so this setting here is just saying, do we want that upsell product to be added to the cart by default? Is it automatically on, or is it automatically off? And then you have the toggle switch to change it the other way, right? And so now we have the next setting, the product variant ID. So this is just the variant ID of the product you want to add to the cart. So in this case, we've chosen this gift wrap, but if we want to choose a different product, so let's say we use shipping protection. We've got a shipping protection product here. And we got to add the variant ID in there. So Let's take a look at these two products here. So with this gift wrap product here, you're going to see that we have some different variants. And if we want to look at the different variants, we can click in and we get this page here. Up in the URL, we actually get these different IDs. So this number here after products is the product ID, and this here is the variant ID. But if your product doesn't have any variants, then how do you actually get the variant ID, right? It's only showing the product ID in the URL here. So in order to do that, if you don't have any variants and you can't click in like you do here, then what you can do is you can just type JSON after the product ID, and it'll take you to this JSON file. And if you just search for variants, right, you can actually get the ID right there. That's the variant ID for this product. You can actually use the pretty print here. It makes it a little bit easier to read. You got variants and then ID. So we can just take this ID and then put it into our theme editor. And if we save this, refresh, now the toggle switch will add the shipping protection product, right, instead of the gift wrap. And if we also want to have the upsell into the cart by default, so let's just save that. Let's empty our cart out. And add a product in. It's now going to add the shipping protection by default, right? And so that's just the product that we want to include into as our upsell. So we can choose any variant ID that we want. And then this feature here, or sorry, this setting here is to change the text. So if we're using shipping protection like we are here, then we say shipping protection, or sorry, add shipping protection. And it will change that right there. And then we can choose, do we want it to be aligned on the left, aligned to the right? So if we're on the cart page, maybe we want to add that onto the right side. And then the upsell toggle color. So right now we've got this green, but we can change it to anything we want. So maybe we want it to this, maybe this little teal color here, maybe something like that. If we save and refresh, we can see that that color is now more of a teal instead of that green that we were using previously. So those are all the settings that we have with this feature. If you like what you see, then stick around because we're now going to add it to your store. Okay, so we're now in the themes area and we've just added a fresh new version of Dawn. We haven't made any changes to it yet, except for renaming the title. This is Dawn version 14.0.0. And if we actually go and visit and take a look at the store, we can see here that when we add something to cart, that it just adds the product on its own. There's no toggle switch to add the upsell. And if we go into the customization settings, we're going to see here that there's no option for the cart upsell. Now, while the functionality for this upsell seems pretty straightforward, what's happening behind the scenes is actually more complex, which means we'll be editing quite a few files in this tutorial. You'll see that the edits to the liquid files are fairly simple, but there's a bit more going on with the JavaScript files. In any case, don't worry too much. I'll guide you through it step by step. Before we start, what you're going to want to do is actually duplicate your theme. So you can do that by coming to the themes area and then hitting duplicate. What this will do is it'll create a copy so that when you make your edits, if anything goes wrong, you can always revert back to your previous version without trying to troubleshoot your way back to the version that was working. So we've already done that. Actually, we've just installed a fresh new version. So if you're doing that, then you don't necessarily have to. But as best practice, just duplicate your theme before you make the changes. Okay, so let's now edit code. And the first file we're going to edit is going to be the settings schema.json file. And we're going to look for the cart settings, and that's going to take you near the bottom of the file. And you're going to see here that this open curly bracket is closed by this one here. So we'll just add a comma, create a little bit of space, and we'll copy and paste our new settings in. And so what this is going to do is if we open our customization settings, what this is going to do is it's going to add some new settings. And so if we come back to our theme settings, you're going to see here there's cart, but nothing underneath. Once we save this and refresh, you're going to see here we've got our cart simple upsell settings. Now these settings aren't going to do anything just yet because we have to edit the rest of the code for it to work, but that's what we've just added in. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to go to the buy buttons .liquid file. And what we're going to do is we're going to come to this product form element right here, and we're going to add a new attribute. And so this is the line we're going to add in here, and it's got an if statement followed by an attribute. Okay, so let's just save that. Okay, and now we're going to go into the product form.js. So the first line we're going to add is we're going to go into the constructor here, and we're going to come and add a line right there. Next, we're going to go to the onSubmit handler method. And we're going to look for the this fetch line right here, and we're going to replace it with this code right here. So I'm just going to create a little bit of space, paste this in, and we can get rid of this version right here because we've actually edited the code and added it in right there. So let's just remove that, and we can actually get rid of this space here. Okay, so that's our second step. And then our third step is to add a new method, which will go right in between this previous method here and the handle error message. So we'll create a little bit of space and paste our get upsell product config method. And so let's save that. Okay, and so now what we've done is we've modified our add to cart button. And so if we just refresh our page now, let's just delete this first. And go to t-shirts, prompt original t-shirt. Okay, so what we've done is we've added the ability to add the upsell product to the cart when we hit add to cart. So let's show that right now. So first we have to enable the whole feature to work, and then we have to add a variant ID. So let's use our, this is the shipping protection variant ID. So let's do that. All right. So if you remember, this is the shipping protection product. And then we're going to change this to say add shipping protection. Okay. So let's save our settings. And now if I refresh and then add an item to cart, we now have 2 items in cart, and our shipping protection product has been added to the cart by default. Now, we don't have the toggles in there yet. That's our next step. But this change that we've just made was for the add to cart button to add our shipping protection, gift wrap, whatever upsell product that you want to add by default into the cart once you add that first item. Okay, so let's move on. So the next file we're going to edit is the main cart items. And we're going to look for the script tag that's going to call cart.js. And we're just going to completely replace it with this code here, which also calls the script tag. But if we're using our upsell cart feature, then it adds an additional attribute in there. Okay, so let's save that. Let's go to the main cart footer file now. And we're going to come down near the bottom. There's going to be, actually, sorry, no, it's right here near the top. The footer itself is main cart footer is itself near the bottom of the page, but we're looking for this div class page width here, and we're going to paste our render cart upsell line right here, and this is what's going to add the upsell toggle onto the cart page. Now you're going to see here that it's underlined red because this file does not exist. We're going to be adding it in a moment, but before we do that, we're also going to update our cart drawer.liquid file. And watch out here, right? There's a section version of cart drawer.liquid and a snippet version of cart-drawer.liquid. So you're going to want to use the snippets version. If you go to the sections version, it'll just show this one line. But if you see this, you can just actually click this arrow and it'll take you to the snippet one. So let's just close that one. Okay, so here we're doing something very similar. We're looking for the script tag for cart.js, which is right there. And we're going to just replace it with our line, few lines of code right there, or if else statement for the cart.js. And then we're also going to add our render for the cart upsell custom. And so this is where we're going to come a little bit lower down, and we're going to look for the drawer footer. And we're going to come right below that and add our cart upsell custom render. It'll be just above the note, the cart note option, which is the same on the cart footer here. We actually go above the cart note. So we're going to save that. And then finally, we're going to create the new cart upsell custom.liquid file. So we're going to add a new snippet. This is going to be the cart-upsell-custom. And we're going to copy and paste our code into here. We'll save. So you're going to see here, it's no longer underlined red. And here it's no longer underlined red because our file exists. Okay. And so if we refresh our page on the cart, we're going to see that this toggle switch now appears. But we've only added it to the liquid files. We're going to need to add some JavaScript to actually make this toggle do something, right? And so that's something that we want to do is if the upsell product is in the cart, then it's going to be automatically toggled on. If it's not in the cart, it's going to be automatically toggled off. And vice versa, if we toggle the switch, it should either remove the product or it should add it in. So that is going to require a little bit of JavaScript, and that's our next step. So let's come back to our code editor, and we're going to go to the cart.js file. And so this is the file that controls how the cart works. We also have a cart drawer.js. And so this is some additional JavaScript that is for specifically the cart drawer. And so we're going to need to modify both of these pages, both of these files. So let's start off with the cart.js. And so here we're going to need to start off by going to the cart items constructor, which is right here, cart items constructor. And we're going to add a couple lines of code right here. Okay, and so the next thing we're going to update is the connected callback method. So that's right here. And right at the bottom of this method, we're going to add these few lines of code. Next, we're going to the onCart update method. And then we're going to need to update two parts here. So the first part is going to be this section here. So this is for the cart drawer items part of the method. And so we're going to come right after this curly bracket here, add our code in there. And then we're going to do the cart page version, right? So this else here, and we're going to come right above, right below this line, this inner.html line, and we're going to paste our code right there. Okay, so let's move along. we have a few new methods to add in. So we can actually create some space right before the get sections to render. And we're going to paste this block of code here. This is just a series of new methods to add the upsell product or remove the upsell product based on the state of the trigger, of the toggle, sorry. And one final update is going to be on the update quantity method. We're going to look for this publish method right here. We're going to come right below it and add these 2 lines of code here. And so what we've done here is we've essentially added some methods that'll handle what happens when we click the toggle or activate the toggle, what happens when we deactivate the toggle, and then some methods to update the toggle visibility, right? So if the cart is empty, then we want to hide it, and also the state of the toggle. So if it sees that we've removed the upsell product, then it's going to turn off the toggle or turn on the toggle if it's in there. Okay, so let's just save that. And now if we go to the cart-drawer.js file, we also have some updates to make there. And so we're going to look for the open method right here. And we're going to come right after this, this line right here, the set timeout. And we're going to add some code right there. And we're going to save that file. Okay, so now that we've added in those that JavaScript, we can come back to our page. Let's refresh. And we should be able to use our toggle to add and remove our shipping protection upsell. If we delete it from here, we should see that the toggle gets turned off automatically. And we should also see that it turns on if we add the product in through whichever means we want. So let's say, for example, we're adding in a product and the cart's empty, right? Cart is empty. When we add this product, we should get the upsell automatically. And the toggle switch should also be turned on automatically. If we remove it, again, it's turned off. But if we even manually add the shipping protection product into our cart, then it'll be activated, right? And so that's pretty much it. That's the customization. We touched a lot of different files here, but each file had only just one small change with the exception of some of the JavaScript files. So if we come back to our settings, we looked at the settings a little bit earlier in our demo, but let's just quickly talk about them again, right? So we've got our use cart upsell here. So if you don't want to use the upsell at all, you don't want the toggle switch there, you don't want to modify the add to cart, you turn this feature off and it will just behave like your default done. Let's turn that on though, because this is the feature we're adding. Upsell is in cart by default. Again, so this is if we go to our product and we hit this add to cart button, if we want the shipping protection or whatever upsell you're using to automatically be added to the cart, then it will. This will only happen if the cart is empty. So on the first product that you add, it will add it in. Any subsequent products, it won't do anything. So here we already have something in our cart. It's not going to modify it. This also goes for, let's say if you remove the shipping protection, but decide to add some other product to the cart, it's not going to add it back in because you've already removed it from the cart. So it's not going to add that back in. It's only going to come in when the cart is empty and you're adding the very first product in. So once you add that first product in, we can view the cart. Shipping protection is in there. Okay, so we have the variant ID, right? So remember, this is the variant ID, not the product ID, which means you should be using if your product has variants, then you can use the variant ID in the URL here. If the product does not have variants, then you can use the JSON to find it. You can use pretty print and find the ID right there under variants. And you can change the text, right? So add shipping protection for $3. You can change the text there. And we can change the alignment. So we can make this on the right, let's say, and we can change the color. So let's just, here, let's change this to a red, let's say. There, okay, it's a red. So let's save all of that. Let's refresh. All right, we've got a red, we've got on the right side, and we've changed the text. And it will also all work if you use the cart drawer instead of the cart page. So let's refresh that. Let's come back out and look at the drawer. There we go. So we've got the toggle working on or off, however you like it. Right, this is right aligned. Maybe it looks better left aligned on the cart drawer, so we can change that back to left aligned. And let's save. Okay, so now we've got our toggle to turn on or off our upsell. So that's our simple upsell cart customization. I hope you like this one. I found that it's a really easy way to get a bit of an AOV boost. So let me know in the comments what upsell products you plan on using with this customization. But that's it for today. Check out our YouTube channel for more free tutorials. And if you're looking to hire us for more personalized help, book a call with us at theprompted.co. Thanks, and see you in the next one.